Hello and welcome to the Marine Channel. My name's Jason Daw. I'm down here at Gibbs Quay on the south coast of England, and it's a beautiful sunny day. And it just reminds me of the happiest times I've ever spent on my boat. You know, the days where you come down early in the morning, you unwrap it, you get on board with your friends, your family, and you go out for the day. Maybe you're fishing, maybe you're skiing, maybe you're just lounging around, having a drink, listening to music and talking nonsense. And then you come back at the end of the day, maybe you go and have a bite to eat in the restaurant, but you end up sleeping in your own bed. You've crammed so much into the day, and it's been absolutely wonderful. Well, if that's what you like to do, you probably need a day boat. And today I've got an absolute cracker that I want to show to you. So here she is. This is the Schaefer V33. Again, big thanks to Gibbs Quay Boat Sales for letting us look at their demonstrator. First thing that strikes you, look at this amazing paintwork. Apparently this is a Porsche colour. Not sure what the name of it is, but what a cracking colour. I think this is gorgeous. Now Schaefer, I was forgiven, I guess, for thinking that maybe Schaefer was a German brand. It sort of sounds German, but actually these boats are made in Brazil, which explains why they're so popular in North and South America. And actually they're kind of more famous for making larger boats. Their kind of homeland is in the kind of 40, 50, up to about 70 feet. So I think that shows on this boat. When we look at the quality, the fit and finish around the boat, it's obvious that the guys that make this are used to making very expensive boats, and it's almost as if they've been to the parts shelf and grabbed some components from bigger, more expensive boats and put it on here, which is great because it means you get fantastic quality. Now, the other thing that will strike you immediately, this one is running with twin V8 300 horsepower Mercury engines, but there is the option you can have inboard diesel, you can have a single diesel, or you can have twin diesels as well. So depending on your usage, number of hours and all that kind of stuff, running costs, you have a really good choice of motors on this one. Okay, so let's step aboard. Just look down there, we can see we've got a bathing ladder there for getting on, nice easy access. You can see this is what I'm on about, these cleats. Just look at the size of this cleat back here. How cool is that? Isn't that lovely? Okay, now again, what really strikes you is the width of the walkways around this boat. It's a really safe boat to move around. These gunnels here at the side are really high, and attention to detail. Could you see here these pads, yeah, that run along the side here? These are removable, so when you put the boat to bed at night, you pop them downstairs out the way. But what it means is that when you're moving around the boat, if it's rocking a little bit, your sort of thigh goes up against that, you're not going to get any nasty bruising. But a very safe boat to kind of move around. I'm going to go straight up to the bow area and show you this lovely sun pad that we've got back here. So how nice is that? All the quilting on there, and you can see a couple of armrests here that fold down with cup holders in, so that can be up out of the way. You can see how nice that is. What a cracking view. Made all the nicer by the fact that your anchor is actually stowed in here out the way, and when you activate that, that actually comes out over the bow, obviously into the water. But when it's not out, it's not on show, it actually goes back into this locker. Very nice indeed. Sort of thing you see on a super yacht tender. And just talk about these cleats again over on this side here. Look at this cleat. Ooh. And then not in use. That's down out of the way. Cool, isn't it? Really cool. I'm loving this colour. Okay, so back along the side here, that's a really nice wide walkways around the side of the boat. And let's have a little look at what's going on back here. So this is where the action happens. So seating here for, well, certainly 6. A nice big teak table that folds out, and this table as well is a high-low one, so that can be lowered down, and then you've got cushions that you can use as an infill and make this a kind of a second sun pad area if you like. What I'm really impressed with though is what they've done around here. So we've got storage underneath these seats. Let's just pop that up. So all our covers are in there, fenders, bits and pieces. The thickness of that foam. Look at that. These are proper comfy seats. Push that back down. You've got your seat rest. Okay, that's nice. And of course you can flop it over there and face the other way, which is cool. But, and I've kind of given the game away a little bit, how cool is this? Look, fold the backrest level, and suddenly you've got another area. So you can put your canapes, your drinks, all your nibbles out there, which is great if you're lying on the sun pad. Not seen that before. I think that's really, really cool. How nice is that? Put that one back up. Okay, and then around here. So this is sort of a, I say galley up design. Because it's an overnighter, you're probably not going to spend much time on it at night. So cooking facilities really, or preparation facilities, are all going to be up above deck. So let me just show you what we got under here. Now there is the option in that space there to have a barbecue. Mixed feelings about barbecues. You see them on lots and lots of boats. Some people use them, some people never use them. If you haven't got one, and you don't need one, you are presented with a fantastic prep area. So if you're the kind of person that likes making cocktails and preparing food and putting it all out here for guests to nibble, that's probably a better use than actually having a barbecue in there. But it is the option. Down in here we've got a draining locker. Look at that. Goes on forever. It's almost a crew cabin. And then over here you've got your sink and your tap and all that good stuff. Fridge down here. There we go, no surprises there. And a bit more storage in there, all your glasses nicely stowed. And I think from memory this one was a little litter bin in there. But what's impressive is the quality of the finish on here. This is where I kind of go back to Schaefer's experience of making larger, more expensive boats. Everything is finished absolutely beautifully. All the quality of these mouldings and these hinges and everything is absolutely stunning. And then little details like a sort of grab handle here. Again, a very, very safe boat to move around, even when it's a bit rock and roll. Speakers up here. We've got a really good sound system, actually. I was listening to it earlier, but I shouldn't play it now because I'll probably get told off by YouTube for playing tracks I don't own the rights to. But a couple of speakers there, a couple more speakers down here on the side, and a couple more I noticed actually up front as well with that sun pad. So really banging. Right, round here to the helm. So what I've shown here is how you can have the seat configured in two different ways. So you can drop the cushions down, which is great at sort of lower speed, or you know, if you're just chilling at anchor maybe, or you can put that pad up and then sort of wedge in against that when you're traveling, and you've got your footrest down here. Really comfortable helm. This has got power steering on this boat, so it's going to be an absolute joy to drive. Have a little look here at our controls. Big Ray Marine screen here. Lovely steering wheel, as you'd expect. All the essentials. Bow thruster. Now, never be shy about having a bow and even a stern thruster. Lots of people are really quite snobby about it. You go, oh no, you don't need that. Number of times you've had a great day out with your friends, and the one thing you're dreading is going back and having to moor the boat up. Why? Because you know there's a wind and a tide against you. Nobody else realizes it, and suddenly you're feeling very, very nervous about trying to dock. I'm a great believer boating should be fun. The more help you can get, whether it's someone grabbing your lines or a bow on the stern thruster or a joystick, whatever it is that makes boating fun and relaxed, I'm a big fan of. But a lovely lovely helm, all the essentials, and we can just see our Fusion stereo that I mentioned up here, together with some downlighting on this lovely fiberglass T-top, which is actually very, very large. I think they've got the size just about right, because that's going to give you a bit of shade when you're in the sort of the bar sort of kitchen area. It's certainly going to give you protection when you're sat here at the helm, but it also does give you lots of areas where you can really enjoy the sunshine. Just want to point out the wipers on this boat, just to underline what I said a bit earlier about the quality. Look at that wiper. How gorgeous is that? It's even got a jet, so you can clean your own screen. Look at that, it goes on forever. Whoa, all the way up. And it's those little details you don't really appreciate often until you buy the boat and you go out and you experience some bad weather and you're ever so thankful. Or maybe just spray going through some wakes at a tidy rate of knots. So very, very impressive. So as a day boat, lots of deck space, great view out here from the helm, nice high sides on it, lovely, lovely comfort, but there is a cabin. So let me take you down there. So nice easy sliding door, actually quite generous steps down here, and we're down into the cabin now. As we said, this is sort of predominantly a day boat, but it's also a weekender really, because with the infill cushions this becomes a very generous double. Another little detail I think is really, really cool. My wife loves soft furnishing, so our boat has got cushions everywhere. Unless you sit on them, you don't know what to do with them. Schaefer have thought about that, because when they're not in use, they can be stowed out of the way. Now, if you don't have cushions to stow, you've got a bit more storage, but I think that is a really, really neat idea. Come back, see what I mean? Cool. Now, whilst headroom over the berth is a little bit lower, by no means pinched, if we just pan around here, we'll see that the headroom where I stood just now is full standing headroom. So that's 6'4", I'd guess, something like that, a couple of meters. So you're not crouched over, you're not uncomfortable. You'll notice as well, fantastic light flooding into the cabin there. Another little prep area down here by the side of the steps as you come through. And again, what really, really impresses me is the quality of the finish here. So we've got lots of storage over here. All this is finished beautifully. Really nice hinges. The insides of the cupboards are lined beautifully. All these mouldings, really, really nicely done. A little open area there as well. It just feels like, I want to say, kind of a super yacht tender. It does feel that kind of quality has been lavished on it. Got a little heads over here. I say little, I'm being a bit harsh really. Again, great headroom. And everything you need, including a pull-out shower and a mirror and a bit of natural light. So quite civilised. You know, if you're out for the day eating, drinking, swimming, all those sorts of things, you want access to a loo, you're not going to have to dash back to port to sort all that stuff out. So I'm very impressed with down below. Again, look at this. Look at this lovely teak here. Isn't that gorgeous? Really lovely quality. Cool. There's a boat here which is available with the inboard option, so I thought I'd just quickly bring you down and have a look at this one. So obviously you've now got a much larger bathing platform at the back. We'll step on there. What you can also do as well is this seat back I can lift and trying to do it with one hand's not the easiest, but drop it down like that, and then if you remember, the table's electric, can be dropped down so I can have some infill cushions there and have a massive sun pad, or just sit here and look out the back and enjoy the view. Okay, but let's have a little look at the business end. Let's raise that hatch and have a look at the installation. So as you can see there, writ large, Volvo Penta D4 This will give you nice cruising speed, you know, mid to early 20s. Obviously a little bit more when you want to push on. Really nice installation here. Saw there the twin struts lifting up the hatch. All your filters, very accessible. All your daily checks, very simple. Batteries down here on the right hand side, lots of room to work around, fire extinguishers, etc. So there you go. So we've seen twin outboards, we've seen single inboard, And as I mentioned, they also do a twin diesel inboard option as well. Very nice indeed. So there you have it, the V33 by Schaefer. What an absolutely cracking boat this is. Thanks very much indeed for watching. Please press the subscribe button if you haven't already. Tell your friends, and we'll see you on our next video. Thanks a lot.